Hey guys, what's up? This is Fula with another video. I just kind of am going back to boxing, um, talking about this DAZN card that was on uh, tonight. Um, so, in the words, that card was total shit. There was nothing about that card that made you jump out and say, "Wow, I need to download the Zone app." From start to finish, the card was not good at all. I really was kind of like just hanging in there. I mean, it really, I don't know what to say. I mean, the card was lackluster, put it that way. Um, I think honestly, with streaming apps, that you're better off streaming a television network than the DAZN app. So if you stream like Showtime, if you stream NBC Sports, if you stream Fox Sports, you're better off with that. The two fights I want to talk about, and then I'm going to talk about some more happenings in this DAZN thing, are the Tevin Farmar fight and the Demetrius Boo Boo Andre fight. Now, with the Tevin Farmer fight, um, he knocked out this guy with a body shot. I think James Tennyson. But the thing is, James Tennyson was pressuring him and actually smothering him and making it hard for him to operate and actually hit him a lot. Um, but still, Tevin Farmar calling out Tank Davis, that's suicide. After what I saw tonight, Tevin Farmar ain't ready for no Gervonta. There's no way in hell that Tevin Farmar is ready for no Gervonta Tank Davis. He better try to get some I don't know who else has the belt in his division, but he better fight that guy instead of fighting a Gervonta. Because with Gervonta's power, Tevin Farmer would be done. I mean, for real, he would be retired from what I saw tonight. I mean, sure he has some movement, sure he has some, you know, a little bit of craft, but the way that Tevin Farmer fights, he fights like Willie Monroe. He only fights at one speed, so it wasn't a good look for him. And then now I want to talk about the Boo Boo Andrade fight. Now, mind you, I support Boo Boo Andrade for on the strength of the fact he African like me, on the strength of the fact that we both share links to Cape Verde and whatnot. I support him for that, but I'm gonna just keep it all the way funky. That dude better really, really tune up before he goes in there and dances with like a Charlo, dances with like a Canelo or something like that. Because from this fight tonight, you can see that the rust was there. It was obvious. I mean, the hand speed was there, don't get me wrong, but he was like just you can tell. You can just tell that he was really, really rusty. So I mean, honestly, I was not impressed. I the only thing I guess you can say I was impressed with is that he had a couple of cool little counters and he had a couple of cool knockdowns. But other than that, man, like, oof, he's gonna have to like for real, like you're gonna have to really stay active, man, because you can't fight once a year or you can't fight like once every other year. That's not a good look. It shows, and it definitely showed tonight. I mean, that card was horrible, man. The only reason why I watched that card was on the strength of him being, from us being from the same islands, basically. But other than that, it's like, geez, man, this card, I'd rather have watched like some golf or tennis than this card. And I want to kind of take it from the zone and take it into something else. So Grant, or Brant, whatever his name is, it turned out he beat Murata. Okay. So what does this mean for Mr. Triple G, who is trying to run from a fade? This means that the walls are closing in and that dude's in a box. And so my thing is, if I was the WBC, if I were all these governing bodies, I would say either you fight Charlo or you just get out of the sport, period. Or go fight overseas or something. That's what I would say. You know, this is exactly what I would say. So that's what I have to say about that. The walls are closing in for that guy. He has no other options now. Now, I want to go into talking about some of the events of this week with this DAZN. A lot of the things with the DAZN are smoke and mirrors, okay? They make it look like it's a bigger than life production, but it really isn't. And tonight showed that it really isn't, okay? When you look at the fight cards and stuff like that, you realize that, hey, wait a minute. You guys are hyping all of this up, but yet it's really crappy. And I'm going to tell you, Canelo signing to the DAZN is not going to really do anything for that, especially if he's just going to stick with fighting the Rocky Philbins, especially if he's going to just stick with fighting those kind of people. It's not going to really build anything up. As a matter of fact, I still think that PBC has a stronghold when it comes to the boxing. PBC just needs to pull the trigger and make these fights. But other than that, I think PBC still dominates boxing. Eddie Hearn is such an idiot, though. I mean, he really thinks he has something to do with this Canelo thing. And he had the nerve, he had the audacity to speak out about Mayweather and what Mayweather said about the Canelo deal. It's like, dude, who are you? Like, who are you to be speaking on Floyd and you have nothing to do with it? Stay in your lane, okay? You take care of Matchroom, aka Crap Room, aka I don't want a scrap room. You take care of that side. Now, another thing that happened this week with the whole Canelo deal and stuff like that. Canelo has been viciously calling out Floyd Mayweather. Ever since he got that deal, he's been calling him out. My thing is this, dude. Who are you going to? What weight would you fight Floyd at? Are you going to go back down to super welterweight? Are you going to go down to welterweight? Are you going to fight him at a catchweight of 155? Like, where would you fight him? You can't ask him to fight at like 160 or 168. He's never fought at that weight, and it's too small to fight at that weight. But my thing is, don't be a hypocrite, Canelo. Many people thought you lost the Erislandy Lara fight, me being one of them. Why don't you call him out for a rematch? I mean, he's been calling you out for a rematch, so why don't you give him a rematch? It was convincing that Floyd whooped your ass. But against Laura, many people thought Laura won. So before you call out Floyd, why don't you honor your own word and give which one call it Erislandy Laura a rematch? But yeah, that DAZN thing, man. I'm glad I didn't pay for that app, and I'm glad I didn't even get a free trial with that app. You know, it was just horrible. And but it's kind of bad for boxing because what I see happening with this whole DAZN thing is I think they're just going to try to vacuum everything, and they're going to just give you a ultimatum: either you fight on the DAZN or you don't get to fight at all. You know, that's what I think. Because at the end of the day, DAZN, they don't have a good stable of fighters. I mean, I'm, I'm I'm sorry to say it, but Anthony Joshua is not like you can't you can't make Anthony Joshua like have a household name. You know, it's just no way. So with that being said, Eddie Hearn has came out and said, "Nah, Lawrence, I don't agree with that. To be honest with you, I think the World Super Series fights were better than the zone fights. In fact, I should have watched those. But this recent card that just passed, it was horrible, bro. That card was horrible. You know, and you know this is coming from a guy who knows people in the Andre camp and stuff like that, and is going to talk to him and say, "Yo, man, you got to keep him active, man, because it didn't look that good tonight." You know, so the Super Series, I agree with you, but then again, that's been on before the zone. You know, before the zone hit the scene, they already had that Super Series. It is, but I'm saying that they had that before. They've been doing the Super Series even before the DAZN was out. That's what I'm saying. You know. But other than that, and even when you look at it, that World Super Series is kind of like a third party type thing. You know, it isn't like a Matchroom card or it isn't like a Golden Boy card. You know what I mean? It's kind of like existed it as like its own entity. You know what I mean? So other than that, you know, this recent card was not the business, bro. I'm just telling you right now. You know, I don't know how they're gonna attract people to the zone, man. To be honest with you, but but all I gotta say is that Eddie Hearn, you know, now that Canelo has been signed to the zone, Eddie Hearn is like it's like he's having an orgasm, and he has nothing to do with the Canelo signing. If anything, he should be scared that, you know, he's going to get taken over and that Oscar will be given precedence over him. But I guess he doesn't see that, you know. I guess he thinks he has some kind of role that he plays in this. But um, yeah, I didn't catch the Super Series boxing, but I'll look at some of the highlights basically. Um, I've been looking at that guy Manny Rodriguez. Someone told me he's a good prospect, Olympian as well. But nah, this the zone card was not the business, and you know they're gonna have to improve. I mean, honestly, if you're a fighter and you want to sign with a promoter or something, nah, I'm a fan of boxing, okay, but I'm a fan of the fights being competitive, like and being good fights. Like the thing is, for me, sometimes it's like you stumble on a good fight. For example, the Laura Erislandy Laura Jarrett Hurd fight, that fight kind of just happened out of nowhere. It was kind of out of thin air. You know, words were exchanged on social media. Boom, the fight was made. But with these fights, it's like all the particulars and all the excuses come out and stuff like that. And so although I do like to watch boxing and stuff like that, I just want to see it on a high level, you know. I ride for my guy, Boo Boo Andre, but I gotta call it how it is, man. In my opinion, he should have had that guy out of there, man. That guy should have been out of there by like the seventh or something like that. But again, it's that ring rust, so he has to stay active. Like February active or something like that. It's October now. Yeah, February active. He needs to be active and stuff like that. Um, Other than that, man, the I would say right now the best network for boxing is the PBC with all the stable of fighters that they have. I feel that the PBC is still the best because they have a full stable. When you look at it, even right now, Terrence Crawford, his next opponent is another top ranked fighter already. It's already been handpicked for him. The thing is about the Bob Arums and these Eddie Hearns, we can't really believe a word they say. So, Lawrence, I feel you and I understand you and I respect you for that view. But me, the card left a lot to be desired. I'm pretty sure that um I mean that'll be cool. That'll be cool, if he did get on that card. Because if he's gonna like be what he said people were gonna be afraid of at 154, then he gotta do it, you know. And next year, for me personally, what I want to see him do is I want to see him dance with Charlo next year, because he'll be let's just say 2 fights in. That should be enough. And yeah, you know, and so, but I don't even think I will watch that Canelo card, man. To be honest, on the zone, it's just I really didn't get anything out of it, man. Like, I know that in that I know in that Murata fight that there was an upset. So the walls are closing in for Triple G. So Triple G better find something out about himself, and look himself in the mirror and say, I'm gonna not turn down fades, or I'm gonna turn down the fade and just like retire or something, because there's no way out now. It looks like the walls are closing in for that man. I mean, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna fight Brandt or what? You know, he better man up. Abel Sanchez better man up too. Yeah, I just want to get on this live and discuss some of the stuff, that has been going on and stuff, because it seems like this weekend, or this week, I should say, with the Canelo signing to the zone, Eddie Hearn has been trying to give people ultimatums and stuff like that. And, he has nothing to do with it. He needs to take care of his fighters. He needs to try to make the fights we're trying to see. We want to see Wilder versus Joshua. At this point, I would take White versus Ortiz and be content with that. But as long as he's not trying to make those fights, man, I'm not paying for no DAZN. I'm sorry, man. I won't be paying for no DAZN. It'll be Team Stream all day long. But thanks for dropping in the chat, Lawrence. Shout out to you, and I'll probably be on here tomorrow maybe and talk some more boxing happenings. Maybe do a stream about Floyd Mayweather and his antics. Shout out to the whole LDBC. I'm off until the next one. Njarama.